it's like a really deep sort of a game. We've kind of sussed out that my guy is an alcoholic drug addict and in a lot of trouble and has had a really unhappy past life. Something to do with an ex-wife. And is the joke of the police station as well. So all is not good. I feel like I need to heal my morale because there's a chance that could... Oh, well, let's see. Let's talk to this guy anyway. I want the keys for the trash thing around the back. Yeah, we found a corpse around the back of his cafe and we're trying to investigate the murder. Yeah, picked up... this guy's my lieutenant. He's been sent to work with me. We're also having... The police higher ups are having a bit of a joke competition that he's from another, station. And there's something going on where we're supposed to see who's the best policeman. At the moment, there's no contest. It's him. So, is the trash container out the back yours? Mine? No, it belongs to the whirling in rags. I suppose he's just the manager. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked? Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out, that's why. And the neighbours too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company. I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container? Well, yes, us and the garbage disposal company. Rhetoric. It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. I wonder what this feeling is. Prod at him and find out. Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor? Callous? What are you, Krasmazov? I have no idea who that is. Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regards. Encyclopedia success. Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism. Okay. Maybe I am Krasmazov? No. I'm no Krasmazov. But tell me more. He killed himself. I'm no Krasmazov. No one was implying you were, officer. Where were we? Oh, I actually said that out loud. Whoops. Garte, the manager. What do you need them for? It concerns the case. The lieutenant's voice is harsh and sudden. Please cooperate. Item gained. Keys. He takes the keys from you under the counter and hands them to you. Please bring them back once you're done. I need a drink. I don't think I should have a drink. I've seen something here at the Whirling Gart. I think I need to talk about. Oh, by the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here. Absolutely out of the question. Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit. A sad banger? Your body is ready, sire. I've seen something here at the Whirling Gart I need to talk about. I saw a sign that the mess hall is reserved for the Union. Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God, just the nastiest and loudest faction. He tosses his head in disdain. They come here in the evenings, dumb unruly types, think they're big shit, but they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time. I think he might be smirking at me in regards to that. New task. Find out who's in the Union box. Kim gives you a meaningful nod. We should find out who this loud faction is occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. How do we find them? We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. He looks toward the booth. Men are hungry. Even striking men. Not today, then they'll be here tomorrow. There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that. Thanks, logic. Gart, I saw a sign saying I couldn't go into the kitchen. What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. Maybe I am a cook? But there may be something pertinent to the investigation in the kitchen. He rolls his eyes. He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with... He changes his mind. Fine, okay, the kitchen is closed until 1 because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that if you must. There's something else I want to ask about. What? Reaction speed. By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later. Let's see. Goodbye. I don't want to ask about the money I owe. I don't have the money. It's... Can we, We can't skip time. Does he sell cigarettes, by the way? It's a cafeteria. It's like a French. They sell cigarettes in there, don't they? In France? In cafes? This game has such a good humour, you laugh constantly. It isn't an Epic exclusive, I hope. No, you can get it on Steam. I actually bought it on GOG.com because the version you buy on there has no DRM issues whatsoever. It means you can play it offline, you can download just a unique standalone installer of it. You don't need any internet connection or any accounts, if you wish. It's there as an option. But GOG is just a good sort of publisher. Anything else to look at with these? We figured out a thing crashed, didn't we? Yeah, we saw that. Good. Let's go and open the trash. I wonder if my badge went out in the trash. Could have done. You're going to build yourself a second PC in the dorm room? Ryzen 5? Well, I mean, it's a pretty good system. What are you going to use it for, though, Indigo? This trash container is locked. Open the padlock with the key. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't! Maybe you shouldn't. This is my hunch. Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there? There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid. Open the lid. Task complete. Experience gained. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. We're just in time, the lieutenant peers in. This hasn't been emptied for over a week. Look under the boxes of cartons. You see milk, an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. Used to what? Dumpster diving? No, searching for evidence in the trash. Dive further. Trying to rebuild my memory here. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batista Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however. Pick at the rags. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers? Grab them. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans began to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air. The victim's clothes, says Kim. The lieutenant smells them. Cadaverine odour is faint. If these belonged to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Drop them in there, officer. Kim quickly searches the jeans. Guitar, marked blue jeans, pockets empty, or emptied. He wore them with a belt too, a wide belt. The loops appear stretched, but... He looks into the container. The belt is missing. That's it. You see anything else in there? I have another bag here. Something slimy catches your eye. Reach for it. A drab, long-sleeve shirt, olive-coloured, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus. Bag the shirt. 5 XP gained. This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is a kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armour to conceal it in an urban scenario. He nods to himself. Anything more? Perception. Success. The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye, but other than that. A thrown-out towel, a mug, that's all. New task. Who put the clothes in the trash? Presumably the people that lynched the guy and killed him. You think this game would be too text-heavy for you? I must admit, I would appreciate it if there was a bit more voiceover done. There's not been much voiceover, and what there has been good. I would love a bit more of it. How long have we been streaming? 2 hours 40. Yeah, my voice is feeling it. Kim, all right, we should go to Gati again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard, or that one. He nods toward the red-haired boy behind him. I'd advise against confronting that force. Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them there. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and this establishment had the key. It's just a small, loose thread. Okay. Lieutenant nods and looks back to the trash container. Search the food waste. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands, apple and potato peels mostly, unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, Inland Empire, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this? What? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Pick it out. Damaged ledger. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes written in a man's handwriting. Officer, is that your paperwork? No, it can't be. I don't know what this is. Secret task, find your paperwork. It is, look, says Kim. He points to the clipboard. The plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. A miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board. I should have left that in the bin. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? It must have been cramping my style. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to be... I'm not saying that. Let's see. Someone from the whirling threw it in the trash. I don't know. I'm boring. It must have been cramping my style. No, let's go with this. Someone from the whirling threw it in the trash. Boring? Try dangerous. You should do a thorough inventory of that. Be sure someone has not fallen. Be sure someone's not fallen into the hands of the RCM's enemies. Organised crime, or worse. Official notes sometimes contain informants' names, even undercover operatives. I don't know, man. Sounds like an order. I don't take those. I see, yes. You're what we call a badass, aren't you? He makes little quotation marks around the words, indicating he is unsure of its actual badassery. Wow, went off script there, getting your ass handed to you. You shouldn't go picking fights if your rhetorical faculties haven't suggested it. Okay. Tell me, does your badass see more in there, or are we done here? Lieutenant peers into the trash. New task, read your ledger and name the case. Soggy cartons and rags look back at him. Oh yes, would it be appropriate to start taking notes on the case? It's what cops do. Tutorial agent, some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go into your inventory tab, find the interact tab to read your paperwork. The mug, I'm getting that mug too. You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. An antique? Only in its social sensibility. Take the mug. The man briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. Close the lid. The container sounds a muffled gong. That's one thing off the list. The lieutenant sounds relieved. I think we got it all. Open the lid again. Leave. There was a lot of stuff in that trash. You'd rather have Mark reading everything to you? I'm glad you're enjoying it. Let's take a look. So we got interact. We got a mug. Do I have to click on interact or anything? Yellow man mug. It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. It's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage? This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell them, this is your inane ideology. This mug will be useful. By announcing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling. The mug didn't belong in the trash. It was just a funny mug. Oh, prejudice one. But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work? Just finish your case, detective. Huh, okay. I don't know if that's relevant to anything. This is a ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Does that mean I dropped it in the urinals and therefore that's why it's in the trash? You got an idea? Can you not give the different characters in this a slightly different voice? No. No. The amount of reading that there is to do, my voice couldn't handle a several-hour stream of that. It would just pack in, stop working. Nice idea, though. What if we paid you money? I don't know that I'm that good on different voices. You'll notice, however, that the mention of money changed my response a little bit. I am motivated by money. There is no denying that. Yeah, role-playing with myself. That's pretty much what this is. Okay. Let's see. Anything else on the ledger? There's a piece of toilet paper. Or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper. Desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor. For you. Well, that sounds about right. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart. Inspect the clip. Smell the ledger. The acidic stench of rotting food has rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. I don't think I want to inspect the toilet paper. Look at the clipboard. Oh, let's have a look at the yellow papers. In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper, some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms waiting to be filled out. Logic. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out according to type of form. What forms are there? 3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. Conceptualization. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. Field autopsy. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in colour. You see the parameters of deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs. Station call? These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. Misconduct fine? A monetary penalisation ranging from blah blah. Several cases allow for 1,000, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread over the rest of the fields. Rhetoric, but they appear pleasantly vague. Ah, enough of those. 5 XP. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. Endurance, success, we healed something. What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better. I can't believe that. It reminds me how Nolan North did some of the Nathan Fillion's voice lines for Destiny 2's Forsaken DLC. Because Nathan himself couldn't do it. And then you have a situation where Nolan North talks to himself. Nolan North is the voice actor of The Ghost, and Fillion was voice actor for the Cade 6. I'll take your word for that, because I don't know. But it is tiring, is this? Browse the white papers. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolour patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organised and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. What is in there? What are they about? Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51. So about 4 months back, I think. We're in spring now. Oh, maybe we're in March 51. This year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention, but there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases. Undertaken, not completed, mind you. Logic. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. There was a mention of a naming convention here. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written in the margins, yet still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from Snoop fiction and Vespertine cop show staples. Oh my. And they're written in capital letters too. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural, another The Square Bullet Hole Murders, another yet The Insolvable Case. More? Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlour. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. Murder. So we're what do you call them? Murder cop. What's the department that looks into murders and stuff? Homicide. We're in homicide. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done later once you're done inspecting them up close. Let's have a look. I have to open an official case. Is there room? There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete. Commit to paper. Conceptualization success. Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It's unfitting of this monumental event. The ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It will do, barely, but... Kim, do you have a pen? Lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from the binder like large-caliber bullets on an ammo belt. He's not really saying anything, just standing there looking at them. Can I have one? Yes, blue oblong pen. Know that I give this to you, he pulls one from the loop, with resentment. With this beauty, commit to paper. The task you've completed flow out with the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand, uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigour and simplicity. Inspect victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place. Cross out the ones you've already finished. Hey, we healed some morale. That was worth saving the thing for. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you. And you. Oh, so you're crossing them out. Okay. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Feels like completion. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case. Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case? No, actually. Any ideas? The Furies are at home in the mirror. The setting sun. Shit on a stick. We could name it Shit on a Stick. Is there any benefit for the streamer by giving bits? Yes, I think the streamer receives 1 cent per bit that you give. World of Cringe. I think when you buy bits, say if you bought $10 or euros worth of bits, it would cost you a bit more than that, and that bit more is the cut that Twitch takes. And then with every bit you send to a streamer, I think they get 1 cent. It's worth 1 cent per bit, I think. I think that's how it works. I haven't bought any myself. I've used donations and stuff in the past before and subs, but I never tried buying bits. Maybe I should go and try that and figure out how it works. So we could call this the Hanged Man, which would be quite appropriate. I kind of like Shit on a Stick, to be quite honest. Ha, yes, he isn't actually laughing. I have to tell you, officer, I don't appreciate ironic titles. Other officers will have to use this as a reference. If it's idiot or cockfinger, they're not going to get it. They're going to think an idiot and a cockfinger were on this case. So do you have something less funny? Let's go for the Hanged Man. Great, that's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. Whew. Task complete. 30 XP. He flips the pages of his notebook. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out. My God, my voice. This is heavy reading. Maybe I should start drinking honey and lemon or something. Okay. Kim, all my cases employ a naming convention similar to what we used on this. Yes, how very childish of you, he mumbles. In your and my defence, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system in addition to the official alphanumeric. Why is that? It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organisation had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders. Again, in your defence, I seem to have named one. He peeks into his notes. The man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. Maybe he's not so unlike me after all. He smiles. I pray his loved ones never find out. What happened to him? Rail spike through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident. Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant? Huh? He raises his nose from his notes. 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2 cases a week appears to be my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though. 2? He raises both eyebrows. That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you're making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. I burned out, all right. That's okay. He nods and turns back to his own case files. We all do, sooner or later. Like a fan of gills, the checkered paper's dry in your hand. Oh, like a fan of gills, I guess. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible. I'm done. Can I read the case files now? Yes, 72%. Success. You can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization, time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example... Right, whatever. Wait, HDB41, won't those officer precinct? Why, yes, your precinct number is 41. And HDB? Plus 5 XP. Logic. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it, and these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are my initials. Excellent. Didn't someone call me Harry earlier? Someone called me Harry, I'm sure. Horace Debbie Beringer. Logic. Wow. I don't know what to say to that. I got nothing here either. Logic really isn't the best faculty to have this conversation with, but it's the one you got, so sorry. Inland Empire, that's hunch. Yeah, we're staying out of this business for now. HDB is bad news from yesteryear. It's shit, honcho. How long does it take to read a case? It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start? I can read... Well, let's do Next World Mural. This might be some heavy reading coming up. Here we go. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight, on the 12th of the 2nd, a graffito, nay a mural, appears on an 8-storey tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Curon. Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their forms reads, "True love is possible, only in the next world. For new people, it's too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class." People call it that thing and that effing thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. I have a partner? The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the Bell's letters have the literage of industrial paint, or literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumoured to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World Mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown. Wait, do I ever find out who came up with that? Case files do not show you finding the author of the design. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in rare plebiscite, organised by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rumbling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options. Keep the mural, it is right. Damage ledger. A staggering 78% of voters chose to keep it. I was right, I think. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in Next World for new people, and it is too late for us. Let's have a look. I don't know where this is going, whether I'm supposed to guess what happens in the case or whether I'm filling the case in. I must have voted and possibly even lobbied to remove the thing because I don't believe in that rubbish one bit. No one cares what you believe in, man, with the smelly toilet ledger. What do you want to tackle next? Let's revisit this, because I don't know where that's coming from. I don't want to inspect the rest of this. Let's leave that. We can interact with that later. There's probably in my tasks, is there? Find smoke, sing karaoke, inspect the body. Who made the call reporting the crime? Track down your badge gun. Find booze. Find out who is in the union box. Okay, that should be open by now. Man, that was a lot going on there, I think. How long have I been at this same place now? Do you ever move around? As you can see, we move around steadily. There's a shop here. I don't know if we get to run later. I can't seem to do anything to make it go faster.